Williams. Williams Logging Road. Just split my nail. Dang it. Don't want to get in that stuff there. That looks soft, that edge. So this is Williams Logging.
Yeah, 4-low does look like a good option.
I'm in 4-low anyway. Engage brain. We're trying to get across from the Alpine National Park over towards, not Buckland Valley, Lake Buffalo. There are two.
It's definitely the road less travelled.
There are two tracks. One
We
is.
like to see.
One is, was it Abbeyard? Abbeyard. That on one of the maps, maybe even this one, but I can't see it. It's off the side. Was, I think it was very steep and rocky, and it's marked Black Diamond on HEMA. This is the easier route to get over that way from Lake Cobbler towards Lake Buffalo. So we've come down here. We're in a convoy. There's 7 of us. Darren's at the front in his Y62. We've got various cars in the middle, and I'm Charlie. Charlie turned onto the track. Sorry. Oh, nice little spot down there. Oof. Bonk. Nice little creek. The time is, I can't read what the time is on my actual clock. The time is 2 o'clock. And we've been driving pretty much non-stop since 9 o'clock this morning. Which is fine, but I do like to look at stuff. Like, we stopped and looked at Craig's hut. We've just powered past Lake Cobbler, which looked beautiful. I did try and run down there, but it got to a point where I was going to have to get out and look at a rocky section and pick my line through, and I just didn't have time because none of these lot came this way, so I had to turn around and come back. But it would be nice to look at Lake Cobbler. Like, it looked, from what I saw as I drove past, it looked really beautiful, but it was hammered. It's the long weekend, Labor Day long weekend of 2023. So this has not got much rock in it. I mean, there is obviously rock. Oh, see, I've gone too quick. Let's just have a bit of breakage there. That looks a bit more rocky. This is marked as easy on HEMA. Can't remember if I said that. So, I don't know, I mean, we've just done, what is it, Speculation Road, which I'm pretty sure was a medium. This is no different. This bit, it's rocky, it's a bit steep, it's got a drop off. Like, yeah, how tracks change, which, you know, you can judge for yourself by watching the videos. Even the videos don't always, I mean, I think it's the best way, but sometimes it's hard to see how steep things are. My plan is to try and fabricate a little, I don't know what it's called, inclinometer that I will put on the front of my bonnet, and it will show when I am at a weird angle. Like, it won't be perfect, but it's more a visualization of what angle the car is at. So I'm going to try, I say I'm going to try, I'm gonna try and get Steve to make me one. Because he'll be able to do that. That looks all a bit fresh, a bit rock slidey. Lots of grip. Maybe in heavy rain you might a little bit up here. It's all pretty grippy. Switch back. There's the rock slide. Ooh, ow. This is a really long road, but for the sake of staying true, I'm gonna film the whole lot as normal. Won't be offended if you don't watch it all. I'll just jabber on for however long this is going to take, but it does wind around quite a lot, and the people in front of me, not necessarily Phil, but the people in front of me don't drive as fast as I would drive, so it might take a little bit longer. That is a big gum tree. Wow. It's got to be a good 100 years old. And the weather's been beautiful, not too hot, no rain. Low. I have all-terrain. I have dropped the pressures on my all-terrain, and I have a lift. For those that do not know the ins and outs of the Prado. Somebody recognised me today off my number plate. So maybe they saw a silver Prado and they saw the roof, the tracks on the roof, and then obviously look at the number plate to see if it matches, maybe. So that was somebody who watches the channel. That was out near Pikes Flat, so that was fun. And now I have stickers on the side, so if you're ever in doubt, just look at the side of the car and it will tell you if it's me. So that's something that Quick As 4x4 Camping does. They do stickers of whatever you want, really. So he's Aaron, who's the boss. He has made me some big massive stickers for my car, which I put on myself, and let me tell you, I didn't ask anyone for advice, I just did it, and it took 2 hours to put these stickers on. They're not perfect, but from a distance they look fine. Anyway, so that's fun. Because the channel just started because I had an idea, and people liked that idea, so I just do it because I enjoy doing it. And even if I didn't have any subscribers, I would still film the most boring tracks in the world and put them on YouTube, I think, and film all the campgrounds. Because I just enjoy doing it. It's like, it's my hobby, one of my many hobbies. So it's nice that the channel is growing and has grown, and I now make a little bit of money, which is amazing. I don't know if I ever thought I would make money from it, but we got there. And it has opened my eyes to how much money YouTube makes, because it's not quite 50-50. I think I get 55% and they get 45%, but let's just say 50-50. Whatever I get, they get. And I am just a small little channel, tiny little channel. They are making billions of dollars. Billions. Obviously they have expenses and they have staff and they have all of those things, but it's a lot of money if you want to to buy shares in something. I don't know if you can buy shares in YouTube, but get on it. Anyway, back to the track. As you can see, rocky, no dramas. Bar that first steep rocky bit, the rest has just been easy. And we're not even halfway. See, we're going down now. They're going to get a bit more interesting. I mean, these tracks are definitely more interesting than being on the tarmac. But if they're too long, eventually I try and not fall asleep, but it is a bit hypnotic. So at least now we're going down. So we're going down into it. So what I can tell, I don't have the topography on my map, but what I can tell is that we're going down towards a creek. So we'll have a little creek crossing the bottom of this, and then I think we're going back up, and then we're going down to cross another creek. I have noticed recently that lots of maps say different road names on, or different campground names for the same thing, which is a little bit frustrating. I don't like making mistakes on the video. I want to give you the correct information, but when I've got different things from from really good sources that say totally different things, it's a little bit frustrating. So, you know, if you know something by a different name, then by all means put it in the comments and just say this is also known as whatever. Because for instance, once we come down here, it looks like we get back onto a track called Lake Cobbler Track, but we've already done. Oh, that was Cobbler Lake Track. See? Fancy calling a track Cobbler Lake Track, and then another one Lake Cobbler Track. That seems a little bit ridiculous. Anyway, there you go. I don't think we're going to get into camp until very late today. This is probably a nice track to bring a beginner on for sure. I mean, like I said, Hema says it's easy, so yeah.
I wonder if this was closed for all these big trees that are there. They all look like they've been recently chopped up a bit. Just saying the same thing.
Do you reckon they've just cleared the track for us then?
Peninsula 4x4 Club does have a fair bit of pull, don't we? Thought they might have heard Miss Lucy was coming, so they've been out there and done a track clear.
That's what it'll be.
It sounds more like it.
Better for the celebrity.
Oh, it is very bizarre getting recognised. Like, obviously I know that there are subscribers out there, there's a fair few of you now, but to actually meet them, other than my friends, it's quite bizarre. Oh, that a creek crossing. That's funny. Okay, that was the creek. Now, I think we're going to be going back up. Maybe. Flipping over something else. Oh, I've not told you my awning story. Oh. Right, so everybody, you need to, if you haven't refinanced your house for a while, you should always refinance, depending on how tricky it is. I just have a base mortgage, I don't have any offset, so I can move my mortgage whenever I want, basically. So anyway, the reason why I'm telling you this is because I refinanced to get some cash back and a better rate, which I do approximately every year and a half. And so I got some money. And so, being a good saver, I decided to spend it all on the car. And so I bought myself an awning, and I bought the barrier, and I bought a table in the back, you know, that goes on the back door. So the barrier and the table are from K-On. Great, a bit safer now for people, me and the kids. And the awning is from Super Peg. Now, I was looking at a drifter one. And then just before I was going to buy the drifter one, Steve said to me, did you look at Super Peg? So I had a look, and then I kind of was like, hang on a minute. Loaded up the drifter one. It's the exact same schematic diagram measurements for the awning. So I don't know if they get them made by the same manufacturer, but it's pretty much the same. I do know the drifter one, I think, got rid of the Velcro, and the Super Peg one has kept the Velcro. The Velcro just makes it a bit more bulky. Anyway, so Super Peg had one on sale that came with a side wall as well, and it was just over $1,000 instead of paying what, $1,500 with a side wall. Normally, same thing, pretty much the same price as drifter. I thought, go on then. So I ordered it. Then I clicked on the order, leave unattended, because it was getting delivered to Steve's parents' house. They're always in, they're old. And so they'd knock on the door, they'd leave the awning. Fine. I was watching the tracking order, and it was out for delivery, and then it stayed out for delivery for like 4 days, and then the next time I looked at it, it said delivered 3 days ago. And so I rang Steve. I was just going camping. Where was I going? Can't remember which trip it was, I've done so many. I was going camping or away, and I sent him a message and I said, the awning's arrived 3 days ago. Can you check with your parents? And they said, no, no awning. But because they're old and they're nosy, they had noticed that the house a few doors down, which has units, so they live on a number 1, and there is a unit number 1, but it's number 13. Anyway, they saw them get a delivery that looked like it could have been an awning. So they went down, and the unit was empty, so it had just been left on the doorstep of the unit, and it was still there. So they just took it back off the doorstep and brought it back. Anyway, so I got the awning, great. Managed to get it on myself. I had to buy some new brackets, because the brackets wouldn't fit on the Rhino rack that I have, the platform. They're not long enough. So I had to buy some new brackets off eBay, so wait for those to arrive. Got the brackets, put it on myself, and then went to football with Jack, soccer. And it was a little bit windy, so I thought, trial by fire, come on, let's just practice setting it up. So I undid it all and opened it out, connected it up and tensioned it, and then for a split second I stood back and admired the awning and was like, oh, that's so cool, looks so good. And then a gust of wind came along and I just saw the back corner leg over here lift off the ground, and then it went down, and then the next one, the whole awning flipped over, folded itself on top of the roof rack basically, so it's folded itself in half. I've never moved so quick in my life to try and pull it back down, couldn't pull it back down, so I had to climb up the driver's seat up onto the roof and kind of grab it and try and manhandle it back around. I've got Amelia at the back and I'm like, hold that leg down, and then one leg was twisted all the way up on top of the awning, and so she wasn't tall enough to reach it because I've got the legs extended like above my head. And I'm like, oh shit, I've just ruined $1,000 worth of awning on the very first time of putting it up. Anyway, so I got down and I thought, right, I better put it away, and it folded up fine. So I managed to get it all back away in the bag, and when I went out with my girlfriends last weekend, 2 weekends ago, got it out again. Anyway, I can see that one of the aluminium poles has popped a rivet out, so I'm going to need to screw something back in there. And you can see, instead of it being a nice edge to the tube, it's now a bit fatigued around the edge, so when it's flipped over maybe it's twisted, and I don't really know, but it still works. It's just got a little bit of damage. So I'm learning, because I do camp on my own and I don't always have Steve here or the kids here or anybody else, so I have to be able to do it on my own. So I'm learning the technique for putting out this super peg tent awning on my own. I did think to myself, once I get good at the technique, because I couldn't find a video on how to set this up, I was like, oh, maybe I should do a video just to show everyone how to put this up on your own when it's windy, so that you don't do what I did, because it will go, and it goes quick. So there you go. For those who are wondering, I got a super peg one because I've already got a Rhino rack platform on the roof, which, when you look at the rating of the car itself, like, I'm sure it's something like 90 kilos I'm only supposed to put on the roof. So by the time you've put the platform on, I think that's something like 27 kilos or 30 kilos. It's heavy. Then if you put another awning that's 27 kilos, which is what the 23-0 ones are, because my friend Aaron stocks them at his shop, Quick As 4x4 on Camping. But then I'm up there, I'm over 50 kilos already, and I haven't even put anything on the roof rack. I bought a solar panel to go on the roof, so that's going to add another few kilos. Then the swags, which all have sleeping bags in, and they're not light sleeping bags, you know, by the time I put the swags on, I'm done, so nothing else is going on the roof. So I didn't want all that weight. I think even if I did have a freestanding one, I would still want to peg it down and use any legs that are involved, because all it takes is one strong gust of wind, and even those are probably going to have some fair forces on them. I'm not sure I would trust them in strong winds. So I went with this one. It's 17 kilos, which is nice and light. Anyway, there you go, that's my awning story. It's been traumatic from start to finish. And this track, I needed a story to tell you, didn't I? Because the track itself they will want to see the whole of this so that they can see, yeah, I can fit my Unimog along there, or not through there. So that's why I do it, and we'll still do it. I should say I went with this rapid wing as well, because I've got a big door on the Prado, and so what I want is, I want that whole door covered when it's raining. I want to be able to have the back door open and not worry about any water coming in. And so what I've noticed with quite a lot of the awnings, and I did look at a fair few, which were either going to work fine but cost far too much, or they were in the price range but they didn't go far enough out the back to cover the big door when it's open. It's alright if you've got maybe something like a Patrol with a smaller door, but with the Prado you need extra coverage, and so this one covers my Prado door no problems whatsoever. It sticks out a good, I don't know, 2.
Okay, when we've come out, we've turned left. We've just pulled up. We thought we'd just, if we want to get some food out for lunch.
Yeah, it comes out about 2 foot out this way, maybe 3, I don't know. It comes out a long way. So it covers the door, which is awesome. And it's got quite a big span that way. It's about 2 meters out the side. So my hope, maybe not all 3, but I should be able to at least get 2 of the 3 swags underneath the awning when me and the kids are camping. We'll see, because that will next happen going to Tasmania, so we'll see how we go there. Steve is a welder, so not only is he going to make me a little inclinometer, which he's really excited about, he's also going to make me some brackets to drop it about an inch. I've got I think about an inch that I can still play with, because it is a little bit high, the awning, and I do struggle with that. So it's good when you know people who can do things like that for you. Nearly there. Gosh, I bet that made a noise when that fell down. That's massive. Nearly there. So yes, this track is easy. I would say that little bit at the front is a little bit interesting. I still would have said it was easy, but it's similar to a medium graded track that HEMA is called medium, so yes. logging road. There you go, easy, no dramas there. Now it's time for some food. I'm starving. Bye everyone.